The birthplace of the animal farm was Zimba. I think it's in Mashonaland West, close to Chinhoyi and Chegutu. My name is Kamudzengerere. I'm a visual artist working with multi-diversified media, whether be it in painting, in printmaking, video, performance. My idea was to set up a residency space for artists. It's communal or tribal, sort of like trust lands. What I wanted to do was to create studios for artists and maybe private living spaces for artists. Why I wanted to set it up there, because it's in the rural and we do a lot of farming. So I wanted to have the idea where I can mix art and communal farming, where artists can be involved in the community. I wanted to look at it as part of something that can sustain the production of the artists in the studio, in terms of the surplus that the artists grow, or the surplus that the artists are able to sort of like contribute through farming or through improving ways of sort of like doing this, and use that to facilitate in acquiring materials and in also living expenses of the artists. This was out of the need to nurture talent and to support. There's very few institutions that exist here in Zimbabwe that are there especially to support upcoming or young artists in a way. I love art and I love artists, and I like to be surrounded with artists more than anything else. The biggest show I've ever had was the Venice Biennial. It really put me at a position where I was surrounded with a lot of ideas, with a lot of influences, with a lot of things and stuff. So I think the Venice Biennial was the major sort of like show, or the major sort of like space where I've actually been. It also helped to push me even further, to challenge myself even further, and to be able to also have like a huge audience coming from different countries, and also other artists coming into the space and speak about your work and talk about your work and probably give you feedback or question you things about your work. I think for me this was the major sort of like milestone. I like to think of myself as somebody who likes to absorb like things that are in my environment. The social, the political, and also the economic challenges or issues that the human sort of like faces day to day. So when I look at those things, I try to use them as content, or use them also as a point of departure in my production of work. The creative process for me is one of the things that I really enjoy. I enjoy making art. It doesn't matter what I'm using, but I just love, and I know that I love and I enjoy anything that has to do with the creative process. I mean, to see the things sort of like taking shape or coming through, or to have no idea of which direction this is going to take you and stuff, and keep pushing it or pursuing it. I like that sort of like, that there's nothing, and then from nothing you're constructing things, or you're building. I like that. So I really enjoy being in the studio most of the time. Whether it's me who's producing, or it's just being in the studio with another artist and seeing them work, that gets me sort of like going, you know. Yeah.